Then what are you looking at? I said, I am looking at the water. Water? Yes. And my struggle is, what must be the experience of the water when the fish move? Arey, gudgudi ho rahi, gudgudi ho rahi. When more fish are added, is it a burden for the water? When the fish are removed, is it a kind of a loneliness for the water? Apply the same principle. Nacha yuktasya bhavana. If we are able to do this bhavana, we are practicing meditation consciously. See, again and again. When you are sitting in the car is moving, we are not moving. Now go one step further. When we are not sitting in the car, that time the car moves, we remain wherever we are. But if we sit in the moving car, we also appear to be moving, but we are not moving. It is the car which was moving, and it is superimposed on us that we have moved. In the same manner, when we get out of the body identification, the modifications of the body do not pertain to us. Living in this understanding is practicing meditation. See, friends. तो instead of struggling, अब क्या करना है, जप मार दो, कितना करो, 2000, ठीक है, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे. How long are we going to continue in KG1, KG2? Someday we have to grow, is it not? All our spiritual practice must take us to that point beyond which there is no go. See, friends, come nearer than the nearest. Nearer than the nearest. This is what Kathopanishad says. Indrebhya para hartha arthebhyascha param manaha manasastu para buddhi. In 3rd chapter, Bhagavan Krishna takes the same thought. And the one which is beyond the buddhi is the Purusha. Purushanna param kinchit sa kashtha sa paragatihi. So we come to this conscious principle that we are. This is the bhavana. Now when this bhavana, be very attentive, very subtle thought. When this bhavana with the gross space is practiced, the net result will be, we have achieved a great leap in body disidentification. When we are not identified with the body, the gross world, the friends, the enemies, the achievement, the failures, they become null and void. See? And when this happens, then only we have understood what is the meaning of spiritual progress. See, friends. After we come to this stage, then from the gross space, we enter the mental space, technically called as Chittakash. See? So like the gross space remains undisturbed by the contents, similarly, the mental space, the Chittakash, remains undisturbed by any thought, good or bad. No thought will ever disturb. See? It doesn't mean there won't be thoughts. See, presence and absence of thoughts becomes a problem if that is influencing us. See? If it doesn't influence, how does it matter what thoughts are there? Now I'll give you some little deeper insight, be attentive. Every thought has got two aspects. One is the subjective aspect, second is the objective aspect. The objective aspect becomes possible because of the subjective support. And because of that, the objective aspect becomes stronger. And more the objective aspect in our knowledge, stronger is the I, the subjective I. Thus they are supporting each other. But when we take this stand, let any thought come and go, who cares? See? Because anyway, our position is the Chittakasha. Like the gross space, things move, they don't touch the space. In the same manner, in the Chittakash, the thoughts move and they don't touch the mind. Now be very attentive. As there is but one space for all the contents, in the same manner, there is but one Chittakasha, there is one mental space, there is one mind for all of us. There are not separate minds from head to head. See, friends, in order to understand this, take few examples, very simple. A student in medical college goes and learns anatomy. He learns anatomy on a dead body. Will he thereafter say, when he goes to the surgery class, now open the abdomen. But I know only the dead body's abdomen, not the live one. See? Anatomy is common for all the human being. It is not separate. See, friends. In the same manner, mind is common for all of us. There are no separate minds. Because it is a principle. Like, the light is common in all the bulbs. They may be appearing many on account of the individualities, but as a principle, all of them are one. Similarly, the mind is but one if it is not influenced by individual thoughts. See? And when this bhavana is done, slowly, the turmoil, the tsunami, the Katrinas of the thoughts will start cooling down. Once I was in Australia, in Cairns, and there we have gone to see the corals, inside the sea. About 2-3 miles we went by boat and then changed the clothes and everything and jumped into it. So when you are on the surface, it is such a turmoil. The waves will take you up and down and you have to struggle. Then I said, hey, I don't like this thing. So I removed those shoes, everything, and I went deep down. Hardly 10-12 feet I must have gone, and there the waves which were troubling on the surface have no impact when you go deep 10-12 feet. If this example is clear, in the same manner, at the surface of the mind or at the surface of the consciousness, it is called as the mind. But when you dive deep in your own mind, the mind disappears and the thought-free knowledge called as consciousness alone regains. See. So we have to identify ourselves as to what is our position. Are we the thoughts or are we the mind which is supporting all the thoughts? See? Don't try to control the mind. It has never happened with anybody. This is the technique Mahatmas used to keep the control over the devotees. See? When the devotees come and eat their head, so they say, Beta, tum aisa karo, Bhagwan ka naam liya karo. Sab theek ho jaye. What is that? Now, I'll give you mantra. Because you are a special one, I'll give you Maha mantra. Why chota mantra? Maha mantra. Maharashtra, Mahamurkha, like Maha mantra. And then the mantra is given, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, 1. Like this, you have to do 36 malas per day. Now this fellow is booked for the whole life. Next time the Mahatma comes, this devotee never goes to see him. Because he will ask a question, Beta, jap kaise chal raha hai? Jap nahi karta main. Because the moment I do the japa, mind is running here and there. Don't struggle with that. Decide as to what is your identity. See? So take the position, that's what I was telling you. Play meditation, don't do meditation. When you are playing for time pass. See, friends, as we play with the children, Do we achieve anything out of it? No. Then time pass, tab tak khana ban jayega, khana milega. That's all. So when you are sitting and then you are playing with your mind, okay, let us take the position of the mental space. Like in the gross space, so many things happen, nothing happens to the gross space. In the same manner, in this Chittakash, nothing happens. All happening is there, but nothing happens to the Chittakash. See? It is only changing the focal length. That is all. And it's a very minute change, not a gross one. And when we are thus able to come to the Chittakash, we will start remaining dynamic and yet cool. See? Our dynamism is excitement. It is not cool dynamism. And when we thus come to this point, then comes the last bhavana. And the last bhavana is, now we take the position of the Chidakash. So first was the Bhutakash, then the second was the Chittakash, and the third bhavana was the Chidakash. In Chidakash, the clouds of waking experiences, dream experiences, deep sleep and samadhi, they come and go. Waking cloud comes, showers and goes away. The dream cloud comes without showering, goes away. In the deep sleep, no clouds come and go away. In the samadhi, sometimes the clouds rain, sometimes don't and go away. But the Chidakash ever remains the same. See, friends, this Chidakash is a solid space. It is not an empty space like the Chittakash and the Bhutakash. Because when we talk about waking, it is the object-subject differentiation is clear. In the dream, they are only thoughts. In deep sleep, they are totally absent. So all these four conditions of experiences, waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi, with Mr. Waker, dreamer, deep sleeper and samadhi person, all of them, they come and go, but the Chidakash remains untouched. So, we are not in the body. The body is in us, like a mobile phone. Although the sound waves express from inside the mobile phone, yet the mobile phone is in the sound waves. If the mobile phone is not in the sound waves, you get a message. The number that you have dialed is out of reach. It is beyond the area. But in case of the conscious space, all of us are in that conscious space. And like the mobile phones, we express from inside. But that doesn't mean that we are inside. Expression is from inside, like the mobile phone, but the sound waves are all around, in and out, has no meaning for the sound waves. It has meaning for the expression of the sound waves. In the same manner, one conscious existence alone is supporting all the different expressions of life and yet is beyond all of them. See, friends, this Chidakash, which supports the waker along with the waking experiences, dreamer along with the dream experiences, deep sleeper along with the deep sleep experiences, and the Samadhistha Purusha along with the Samadhi experience. All of them, like the clouds, they come from nowhere. They go to nowhere. The waker comes from nowhere. He goes nowhere. The dreamer comes from nowhere, he goes nowhere. But the conscious space is the eternal presence. This cannot be experienced as absence. Therefore, none of us can ever experience our own absence. Nasti buddhihi ayuktasya nachayuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayata shantihi. He who is thus unable to practice this, he cannot be at peace with himself. He will be always agitated and disturbed because searching something outside. See? And ashantasya kutas sukham. A person who is all the time disturbed on every issue, how can ever he experience bliss? See, friends. So we have done two aspects. One is what we are not, we are rejected. And second thing, what we are, we have asserted. The technique is, in our technical language, it's called as the Vyatireka and the Anvaya. Our presence is independent of the four experiences, waking, dream, etc. But these four experiences are not possible without our presence. Anvaya Vyatireka. Like, gold can exist independent of all the ornaments, but no ornament can exist without the gold. In the same manner, all the experiences which are happening, waking, dream, deep sleep, good, bad, achievement, failure, friends, enemy, all of them have to have the blessings of my presence. But in me, none of them can ever touch. See, friends, this infinite, conscious, blissful, uncreated, beginningless, endless, modificationless, ever the same, divine presence is our essential nature. Abiding in this effortlessly, 24/7, is living in meditation. See, friends, this is what we have to consciously practice. If this is not consciously practiced by us, then there is only a struggle. And when this is practiced, this is rather not practiced, his condition, Bhagavan Krishna says, Indriyanam hi charatam yan mano nuvidhiyate tadasya harati prajnam vayurnava ivambhasi. But while this is being practiced, if he is not having perfect discipline on himself, like self-control, etc., that is the topic. So, if he doesn't have perfect control on himself, then his condition is like Vayu Nama Ivambasi. Like in the ocean, there are tremendous winds and a boat without any anchor or a support, how it will be tossed from here and there. Such a person is never steady in his wisdom. And without a steady wisdom, life is a hell. See, friend, rather than struggling for meditation, come to discover the importance of steady wisdom. Wisdom we all have, being Indians. And this wisdom is made available for others free. That is why it is called as philosophy. The philosophy is wisdom made for others free or delayed wisdom. Like in every married person comes to know, I should not have got married, This is called a delayed wisdom. See? And if it comes before that, before the marriage, then it is called as real wisdom. See? So when we are thus practicing this, then there is no corruption in our wisdom. because we are steady. We are no more taking a chance. Never give a single chance to yourself. No freedom. And in this manner, when the seeker is practicing, he has reached to a point. Tasmad yasya mahabaho nigruhitani sarvashaha indriyani indriyarthebhyaha tasya prajna padishtita. Therefore, we start from where? Where we are. Where are we? We are caught up in the body identification and the sense organs. So we start from there. Tasmad yasya indriyani indriyarthebhyaha nigruhitani sarvashaha. All the faculties are perfectly under control. He alone can have the steady wisdom. Otherwise, every action we do, it will leave a scar on our mind. Please remember, if any experience that we go through, if it leaves the scar on our mind, it was because Mr. I was strongly operating. See? And if the I is not operating, then there is no scar of anything, either the success or the failure or any action. Because I is no more operating. So, tasya prajna pradishtita means what? Thereafter, the truth reveals through the same counter, where from earlier it was only an encounter with everybody. See? This discovery to allow the divine to express through us is called as the spiritual practice. This is what is called as meditation. See? Now all of us are sitting here. You have not taken any particular posture. You have not closed your eyes. We have not switched off the lights. We did not have we didn't have all that funny thing. But watch the quality of your own experience. Living in this experience 24/7 is living in meditation. See? Otherwise, only half an hour meditation and thereafter frustration. See? That is not meditation. And this is what Bhagavan defines. Meditation, ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati sayyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato munehe. See? Pashyato munehe, for the wise man who is established in the perfect wisdom, for him what is his experience? Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam sayyami jagrati. The divinity is totally non-perceptible, not acceptable, not experienced by the ignorant people in this world, and the same divinity is abundantly vivid, experienced by the wise man. See? And for the wise man, the relative world is such a big problem. This relative world has no impact on the wise man. See? Therefore, that which is a day for the wise man is a night for the other wise man, and vice versa. See, friends, wise man and other wise men, they live in the same world. It is not that, the wise people have got 30 hours per day. हम गरीब हैं ना, हमको 24 ही घंटे मिलते हैं. It is the same time scale. It is the same political turmoil. It is the same economic crunch. Everything is the same. But the expressions are totally different because their foundation is based on wisdom and not on boredom. See, friends. Therefore, we have to be in tune with our own self. When we remain in tune with our own self, none of the limitations of the Panchakoshas, the Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya and Anandamaya, their modifications can never touch us. See? The only nearest example is this which I told you. What must be the experience of the space? See? In Avadhut Gita, this is one of the biggest spiritual practice. Gaganopamoham. This I is no more a man, woman, young, old, but this I is like the space. See? You know what happens? We have all the time, right from our childhood, seen electricity only through the wires. So we have some funny notion. Electricity means wires. But electricity is an energy. It doesn't have shape. It doesn't have form. It doesn't have smell. It doesn't have taste. I don't believe. Then take the electricity and put on your tongue and tell me what is the taste. See, friends, in the same manner, this divine presence, the divine energy is beyond all forms, all shapes, all qualities. And this to some extent can be seen only in the space. So, the neighbor of space is Paramatma. See, if your neighbor is having a disco dance every night, you get free entertainment. You don't have to do anything. In the same manner, when you remain in this bhavana, being space, you are the neighbor of Paramatma. Then, वहाँ का मछली का तड़का free में, aha, मजा आ गया. Free. No expenditure. In the same manner, the divine bliss flows through us, in and through all the experiences. Therefore, this bhavana in meditation is one of the most important aspects. Don't be satisfied only with one asana. Take this leg here, and then find out where to keep the hand, where to keep the hand. Okay, yahan lagta hai. And a photo. And they will start sitting like this, exclamation. After 5 minutes, question mark. Because the hands are pulling them down. And then the legs start giving trouble, then you spread the leg and ultimately underline. Swami, is it okay if we do meditation in Shavasana? Yes, why do Shavasana? Be Shava. See, these are all cartoons of meditation, friends. Don't get lost in that. Prakriti is controlled for transcending the Prakriti, not remaining in the Prakriti. See, there was a great saint in India, in Maharashtra, Changdev Maharaj. He lived for not a day or two, but 1400 years. See, 700 years before Christ. So 1400 years he lived, and yet he was not experiencing fulfillment in life. And when he happened to know about Santa Ganeshwar, and then he was confused whether I should write him, my dear child, or I should write him, respected Ganeshwara. Because age-wise he was elder, and wisdom-wise Ganeshwara was elder. Wherever there is a confusion, there is samsara. See, friends. And then ultimately he comes there, and after having come, then, oh, please instruct me something. He said, I can't instruct you, go to my sister. 1400 years old yogi has to get instruction from a 14-year young girl. See, friends. Therefore, this is all required, but this is not all. This is what we have to understand. See? That which will strengthen our body identification is samsara. That which will help us transcend the body identification is meditation. See? And those people who are only limiting their sadhana only with the asana, at the most pranayam, They are only living at a very low level of existence. Therefore, the body is kept so that we drop the body. The pranayama is practiced so that the mind and the body are separated clearly. If the mind and the body are not separated clearly, without death and without sleep, then we are nowhere near the principle of pranayama. And in this manner, when we practice bhavana pradhan meditation, then the prakriti and the limitations of the prakriti, they become secondary, and we are now focusing on our own being. See? Therefore it is called as self-awareness. In yoga there is one practice, don't do that. And that practice is Trataka. In that Trataka you concentrate. Concentration is always on others. On the self, it is self-awareness. We don't concentrate on ourselves. So we have to live more and more in awareness. And when we start living more and more in awareness, automatically our experiences are totally different quality, different dimension. Living in that experience 24/7 is what is called as guiding ourselves in meditation. So we live in meditation and thereafter we do the things in this world. In this manner, when we practice, our quality of life will change. And that quality of life will be, differences will be perceived, but there will be no differentiation on account of the perceived differences. See, today you will see, my chela, your chela, my guru, your guru, my sampradaya, your sampradaya. We are even, suppose some news magazine I read, a good joke. One day Lord Jesus comes and he goes to a church. So, oh, who are you? I am Lord Jesus. No. Catholic or a Protestant? Evangelist? No, I am directly Lord Jesus. That's a secondary thing. What is important is what brand? Brand equity. And this is how, instead of thinking, understanding the absolute, we get more and more differentiated and disintegrated. Therefore, friends, this knowledge that there is but one space where all the things and beings are existing. There is but one mind where all the thoughts are existing. There is but one conscious existence where all the experiences are existing. This one absolute, one without a second reality is our essential nature. See, living in this experience all the time is living in meditation. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The two stages through which we have to go in our journey to reach ourselves are, the first stage is acceptance that the embodied is someone different from the body. This is the first step. Unless this step is taken perfectly, the second step will be only a struggle. So after we have taken this step, that the embodied is different from the body, then the second step is possible, wherein who is this embodied? As a body, we have no question, no doubts about our identity. But when we take ourselves to be someone other than the body, then the question begins as to what is our identity. See, friends, it is for this purpose that our scriptures tell us, first accept yourself to be other than the body. And to tell this, they tell the principle of the law of karma, that we have done something good or bad in our last life, and therefore in this life we enjoy or suffer, etc. Now the purpose is not making us frightened for anything. The purpose is to bring to our cognition and notice that we existed before this body was born, and we will continue to exist after the body is dropped, because in our next life we have to again go through the same torture. So what do we understand? Should we be frightened or afraid of death? No. The understanding should be, we existed earlier, we exist now, and we will continue to exist. Therefore, we are not going to die. See, friends. Because we are a continuous existence, unbroken. There is no breach in between. If this is not happening, then we are very religious and we are very sincere and we are dharmic and garva se kaho. It's all rubbish. It has no meaning. So we have to first come to this cognition that our being is continuous, unbroken and unending. After we come to this point, then we start working on this. So the one who is practicing meditation is the one who is ready to give up identity from the body. Then the question is, who is practicing this? So start inquiring as to what is our identity.